Westuha min Freon, and welcome to yet another video. And here it is again, my dear friends. The European lore is back with something positive in the midst of all the negativity, in the midst of all the poorly made products that surround us in 2022. There are only very few works of art, my friends, that are worth checking out and worth your time, your attention, your precious time that you've got on this earth. But one of those things that is still worth it are, well, yes, we are talking about the materialism of the world, and I'm talking about collectibles. Me, as an avid collector of, well, Lord of the Rings, other fantasy, and film in general, memorabilia, statues and replicas, and action figures, I like to make a video from time to time about upcoming collectibles that are worth checking out and maybe pre-ordering if you've got all the extra cash. As always, we will focus on Weta Workshop, which in my eyes is one of the best manufacturers of the Lord of the Rings collectibles there is. If you like statues, that is, of a higher quality, that is. Other than that, for other IPs, I would also recommend Sideshow Collectibles. If you are into 1/6 scale figures, I would recommend Hot Toys, and so on and so forth. There are many of them, but I tend to focus on Weta Workshop, and that is because I have had only good experience with them. I own many statues by Weta Workshop from the Lord of the Rings, and my second favorite fantasy, actually, which is the Dark Crystal, and we will look at that as well today. The first one I would like to look at, and that's the one that I will pre-order for sure. It's Aragorn, Hunter of the Plains, 1/6 scale statue. I own Gandalf the Grey from this line, and I believe that Aragorn will go with that Gandalf just perfectly. Those statues from this line are made of polystone, and so they are sculpted all around and masterfully crafted, it needs to be said, both as far as the sculpt goes and the paintwork. If you look at those pictures of the turnaround of the figure, Weta Workshop, they are taking a little bit of creative liberty as far as the poses of the individual characters go. But other than that, they are making them as if they jumped out of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, you have to take into consideration that it is a 1/6 scale polystone statue, so the likeness of the characters might not always be as perfect as, for example, a 1/6 scale action figure by Hot Toys, but Hot Toys is the prime manufacturer of, action figures that look perfectly, and that look as if they were a miniature of the actor themselves. Here you can see a bloke holding the statue, so the scale is nicely represented here. And as I said, this one is a must need, at least for me, to go along with some of the other collectibles from the Lord of the Rings that I own. If you look at wetanz.com, you can see those statues and read all these pieces of information for yourself. It's very interesting. So, but this is important for each and every collector. So the dimensions of this statue are it's 14.37 inches high, which is 36.5 centimeters. And the width is 8.26 inches, which is 21 centimeters, and the same goes for depth. And it will be 3.05 kilograms heavy, or 6.72 pounds. So it is one of the statues that could be displayed in one of the IKEA Detolf display cabinets, but I usually don't display polystone statues in those glass cabinets because the shelves are also made of glass and there is a danger of breakage, my friends. The second collectible I would like to look at is a little bit more well, less space demanding, although it is 1-to-1 scale collectible, and it is the Yellow Worm from The Labyrinth. But if you have seen the movie, which is one of the best fantasy films of all time, kudos to Jim Henson, of course, a revolutionary puppeteer in the film industry, not only known for Labyrinth, but also, of course, for The Dark Crystal, which is my favorite original fantasy film. This little fella is also made of polystone. Here you can see the turnaround, but unlike Aragorn, he does have hair, which is actually made of, I think this, suppose it's fake hair, but it looks as if it was real. Once again, very nicely sculpted on a little base there, and this is a representation, once again, of the scale. So, as you can see, it's quite smaller than Aragorn here. So this little feller can be displayed not only in one of your displayed cabinets, but also on your table or wherever you want to put him, next to your DVD or Blu-ray collection or next to your fantasy books. I usually recommend smaller collectibles for people who are not specifically collectors, but for people who like to have something representative, some representation of their favorite film or comic book or a book next to their, table, computer, or books, and so on and so forth. But of course, I would recommend this to each and every Labyrinth fan. Actually, I will get this as well. The third collectible I would like to look at is the Garthrim from The Dark Crystal. Look at that. One of the creatures from the original 1982 Dark Crystal, once again by Jim Henson. I own a couple of the Gelflings from the Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance of all things, because they are very beautifully sculpted, and many people were saying that the Dark Crystal, the Age of Resistance, that is the prequel TV show to the original 1982 Dark Crystal, was like woke, and no, but it's not really. It's one of the bright gems of entertainment, modern entertainment. I didn't mind the Age of Resistance. I actually quite liked it, although nothing compares to the original, of course. So if you own already some of the previously released statues by Weta Workshop from the Dark Crystal movie or the Age of Resistance TV show, I do recommend this one. It have light up eyes. I think it has. Look at that. It features light up LED eyes that can change color between blue and purple, as seen in the Netflix series and 1982 film respectively. So this, my friends, has got even some features, extra features. So that is fantastic. Once again, size, representation, even bigger than Aragorn. I do recommend getting this one. If you are into Dark Crystal, I do, of course, recommend the original Gelflings from the original Dark Crystal from 1982. And those I will get for sure. Here you have Yen the Gelfling, which is, I think, yes, once again, 1/6 scale statue. The turnaround, again, just shows how much work goes into making these statues. And of course, the prices are then, of course, a bit higher than of regular collectibles or action figures, but this needs to be understood, of course. And you can see here, Yen, next to Kira, which can be acquired right now. She's not up for pre-order. She's, already available. So you can check her out on the internet, and should you wish, buy her now. I am most certainly going to do that, because I love Dark Crystal, and having her displayed next to Yen is just, I like my toys and I like my fantasy. I like surrounding myself with beautiful and positive things, although my video content is usually negative. because I like to draw attention to what people should avoid, which is a bit ironic, isn't it? Well, never mind. All right, so let us check them out once again, including the prices. If you are interested in Aragon, he goes for 371 euros. If you want that transferred to, for example, US dollars, it costs $399. Elo goes for 73 euros, which is $79. That's the cheapest one of all these. The most affordable one. Oh, Gotham is an expensive fella. 743 euros. That transfers to $799. I think that of all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of all the 5 collectibles that I have showcased today, I think I will have to skip on Gotham, because I will already pay too much. All right, yen costs 166 euros, and that's $179. And I believe the same goes for Kira, 166 euros, and that's $179. So that's the same price. All right, my friends, let me know in the comments down below if you're going to get one of these. By the way, this is very, very tricky, these two, because if you get one, you need to get both, right? Well, okay, let me know in the comments down below if you're going to get some of these, if you have already pre-ordered some of these, or if you collect at all, because many of my viewers don't collect. You know, not everybody collects, but unfortunately, I belong to the group of the crazy collectors who like to surround themselves with useless memorabilia. And that will be all. Thank you very much for watching, my friends, and namaste.